Yo, what up? Today we got the Rift tutorial for you guys, and this is the big one. Okay, first of all, almost all enemies in the game, regular enemies, have a Rift detector they can drop. And you might be wondering, what is a Rift detector? Let me show you. All of these items here in the bottom line are Rift detectors, and when you right click on one of them, it shows you the 2 bosses you can fight. These bosses are similar to the story bosses, like the story version of the bosses. They have a lot of HP, they hit you pretty hard, take a while to kill. I'd say that, like, while you're doing the story, I'd say don't do it, save them up. But after you finish the story, just go at it. Important things you should know. So they have 2, when you use the item, they show you the 2 bosses you can fight, and as soon as you say yes, you get a quest. The side quest shows up. If you select it, it will show you exactly where the rift is, right up here, as you can see by the quest marker. And each location is a different boss, so you can know which boss you got ahead of time, most of the time. Now, why would I want to do a rift, you might ask? Well, let me tell you, you can get a, first reason, right? You can see my drops log here, and you can see how many bits I've gotten. These are all just from doing rifts. You can get, like, depending on the level difference between you and the boss, because if you're above 10 levels, there's a penalty. That's the first point, money. Second point, you get these green datas. What are they used for? So here in the city, I'm right at this corner right here, very hidden, right next to the OFD NPC. You can talk to Tentomon, and he has the Green Data Exchange Shop, which is a really good place for resources, mainly because, well, first things, this has a 153-hour egg that you can get for 100 green datas, and it's a one-time thing, but you can get it. Second, you can get evolutor materials and skill cubes, right? And, well, important thing is that the rifts, they don't really have a cooldown. You can do as many of them as you want, so if you're doing your OFDs and they're just not giving you enough, hit this. This is what you gotta start doing. Start farming, dropping rift items, do the rifts, come back, cash in. It's great. Well, what else do you get from rifts, right? I told you about the money, I told you about the green datas. What else? There is more. You can get the skill cubes from the bosses directly. Most of them give you the champion cubes, the purple ones. But you can also get, from the last one, you can get the ultimate level cubes. So I think those are bound and you can't really do much with them. But you also get these boxes, right? Now, why does the box matter? Well, each rift has its own box. The rewards get better as you fight the stronger ones, right? You have potential pieces. You can get a bunch of them anytime. You can get evolutor materials, or the 0 unit items, so you can work on your Digimon stats or craft evolutors. You can get the kills for enhancing, and there's this EVP chips. These are the 50% ones. There are some that give you like weaker ones. You can get books or the flutes and more skill cubes. The reward is random when you open the box, but it is worth farming, right? It's a resource worth collecting, especially since there's no limit to how many you can get. Another thing about the rifts is that they are using the crafting system, minus the first one. This one, you don't use this one at all. This is the spherical detector. If they ever ask you, like in a past mission or anything, what is a spherical detector? There you go. Now you know. Okay, so the first one you use on crafting is this one that you can only drop. Craft on the next one. Then you craft this onto the next one, the USB recipe. You can get 2. And then these are used in the Dark Valley detectors, which are the ones you will probably see like the most when you start leveling up new Digimon and playing through the late game, at least at the moment. And then the Area B ones are the ones that can only be dropped and are a very rare commodity, but very useful one. very useful one. Okay, now I'm gonna use a level 90 rift to give you guys an idea of what it is like. Let's see which boss I got. Hopefully it's the Mammoth one, because he's way easier. Oh, no. Okay. I'll switch my Digimons around and I'll see you guys there. Okay. Here we are, boys and girls and they dams. We about to hit this level 90 rift up. Just some things I need to let you know beforehand, right? Having Digimons that can evolve into Mega here are good because the fight is long, the boss is over 100,000 HP. So we will take a while. Second thing, you can invest on skills that have stuns, like Josma's third skill, which I'm not gonna use, but it's a good example. Metal Gurumon's third skill, freeze. We have Talmon that does the same. We have Wamon, Mammothmon. There's a lot of Digimon that have like practical and easy to use stuns. I think Blue Marimon also might be a very good one because he's fast. So just so you know, there are Digimons that make this easier. You can go after them if you want, or if you don't, you can just use the switch system, which is something that I may do depending on how this fight goes. Well, here he is in all his level 90, 100,000 HP glory. And you might be wondering, why am I starting with ultimates and not using megas instead? That is so I can evolve during the battle by clicking their items. That way I save up on healing and also save up on like making the fight last a bit longer. Otherwise, you can just use the switch button, this one, and just swap out your Digimon for anyone in your backline that can do the job. But you can see here the power of just being able to stun the enemy, right? The boss, it did like 2 hits on me and didn't do anything since. Really broken mechanic at the moment, but makes speed Metal Garurumon really good. And any other Digimon that has a stun with speed becomes very decent. Let me just roll up its speed. And you can see the boys are running low, so I can just click on them and evolve right away. Oops, pressed the wrong button. So you can see that like this method of doing it is the safest one by far. You don't need, if you think that you need any specific Digimon to do this, like you don't really, you can just swap out when they are low and you don't run through any trouble or danger whatsoever. Like really, like it is that easy. By the way, my Digimon, they're on level 90, but they have level 1 in their skills, so you don't even need that much of a skill investment as long as you have the stuns. If you don't have the stuns, then you might consider skill investment, but it's not necessary. You can definitely do this on ultimates also if you have multiples of them. You just have to be like aware that this boss will hit you pretty hard. We're out of SP on Metal Garurumon, but it's fine. We won at this point. So we can just finish it off. And you'll see what a rift usually drops. I did just mention it, but nothing like seeing it, right? There it is. 130,000 monies. Awesome. The skill cube for the level 90 boss, which has more of the 50% EVP chips, and they have mega cubes too, which is a really good thing to farm, right? Nice. And they can also drop the ultimate cube, so that's it. now for the little thing I discovered. Let me just switch out to the clip of me fighting the boss earlier, and I'll go back to me in the future to let you know what's up. Just dropped into the fight. Okay, so as you saw in the footage just now, I got like 38,000 bits from doing the Shogun boss, right? That's non-ideal. It's not how much you're supposed to get if you're in the level range, so let me put a team that will be on the level range, right? These three will be in the level range for sure. They're under level, so through 75 to 85. So they are fine, good to go, right? And they cannot take the boss, let me be honest with you. They will die. I tried, they die. That's how I discovered this actually, they died. But if you start the fight with a team that is on the level range and you switch out your Digimon one by one, I will let only the level 90s attack, because honestly I feel like it's a waste of time to let anyone else do anything here. It is okay if they die, it is okay if they get hit, as long as you can switch out the Digimon and win the battle, which is what I will be doing slowly but surely. So I switched to 2 level 90s and there's one more to go. As soon as the white part fills. Again, it's okay if he dies. Or even if like I don't manage to get enough meter. Oh, I did. Okay, cool. So here you go. I have 3 level 90s in the battle. I should be, like, in theory, like, since I used the level 90 Digimon to actually do the killing, I should get the same amount of money. But as you can see, they just dropped me 86,000 money. So we got bits. And that's the thing. That's what I noticed happens with this drop rate. If you start battles with any other Digimon, you get regular drops, and like if you start the battle with Digimon that are under the level of the boss, you get the drops and you get the money as if nothing really wrong happened, which is an amazing way to cheese this and get to farming without actually having to set up a team. And like, if you don't believe it, or if you find it weird, let me just do it again. I'll just speed it up this time. And yes, one of my Digimon died this time. Is that a problem? Not really, you can still switch him out, do the thing just fine. 3,000 was the low end of how much money you can get from this, so it'll be fine. Also, all the values and bits that I showed in this video, they are considering the buff from the cash shop, because I do have it. You can farm it up and buy it for yourself. But damn, this time we got 112,000 bits. Jesus. But yeah, the box from the boss and the drops are here, as they should be. And that's gonna be it. If you have any questions, we're still gonna experiment with this idea a little bit, but keep an eye out on the Discord. I'll add any things you should know or changes to the contents in this video in the description. And that's it. Have a good one, boys. Bye.